Right then, this is a walk around video for a Honda CR-V 2-litre executive automatic. You can see here 2006 car, so it's the facelift version, finished in this lovely rich metallic grey, full black leather interior and 77,000 miles on the clock. Wonderful service history. I think it's 9 services from memory. Just been serviced by ourselves, and it's in absolutely beautiful condition. It's one of the very best you're going to see. Front of the car there, completely clean, clear, lights, lenses, front bumper, can hardly see a mark anywhere on there at all. Likewise, bonnet of the vehicle, get a microscope out, you're going to find the odd tiny little stone chip, but you're going to have to look very hard indeed. And to come down the near side of the vehicle, and it is pretty much mirror smooth in the panels there. It's absolutely beautiful. There is one tiny indentation which I will show you. Front wing absolutely unmarked, front near side alloy absolutely unmarked again, and come down the panels here. It really is extraordinary for a 12-year-old car to see it in such good condition. It's got a full set of Bridgestone tyres fitted, which is always a very good sign of ownership. And then rear near side alloy absolutely clean as a whistle. As I said, there was one tiny little car parking dink which I'm going to show you. I did find it. It's just down there. Not something we're going to do anything about, but you can if you want to, but it doesn't really merit it on a car this age, to be honest with you. Then come around the back of the car, all absolutely stunning. Hardly an entry mark on going in and out of the car. Spare wheel cover there without any marks in it at all, which is a minor miracle. And then round to the off side of the vehicle, which, as with the near side, just looks like a mirror down the side. And it's all completely original as well, which is wonderful. And the offside rear alloy, again, completely unmarked. And then the remaining panels, just extraordinarily clean. It's not to say there aren't any tiny little marks, because of course there will be if you look incredibly close. But you could really going to have to travel all over the country to find something as clean as this one. It is a wonderful example. So coming to the boot area now, rear tailgate again, just wonderfully clean, and they are absolutely enormous, these boots. They really are. Got the tonneau cover back just to show you the full depth of there. Obviously 60/40 fold in the rear seats, and they just tumble forward as well, and again in just wonderful condition. Coming to the back of the car, rear door cards, again, absolutely unmarked. Carpeted areas and back of the front seats, as clean as you'll ever see in a CR-V. Bear in mind, these are predominantly family cars, so quite often you find the back of the seats and around the back here quite heavily marked. But even the plastics down here, just wonderful. And then the leather work is just stunning. It really is. So coming to the front passenger door card, again, absolutely pristine. The whole of the interior is just wonderful, as it just matches the exterior perfectly. Full set of tailored mats fitted to the car as well, and then the leatherwork, so passenger seat down the front just literally looks as though it's factory fresh. Driver's door card, again, all the little recesses, all switch gear, been kept beautifully. And the driver's seat, as with all the others, the only one which is going to show anywhere at all, and even that's absolutely minuscule. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section so you can see the dashboard actually illuminated. And the dashboard, again, it just looks absolutely factory fresh. It really is a remarkable car, this one. I'll discuss more about the sat-nav in the following road test video, so please do stay, listen to the video if you can bear it. But as I said, it just is quite an incredible car, this. And then to come across the main dashboard binnacle, hopefully pan in there for you. 77,740 miles, and there's absolutely no warning lights at all on the dashboard. And this video simply does not do justice to this car. So finally, just to come under this beautifully presented engine bay by Honda, to show you this absolute gem of an engine. It really is a fantastic unit, more of which in the following road test video. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre executive automatic. This particular car is registered HV06RXN, and mileage at the start of the road test is 77,734 miles. Reason for doing the road test is very simple. We want customers of ours who are looking at the cars online in the adverts to actually see the very car in operation. That way, if there's any issues on the vehicle, we can and we will relay them back to you. It's the very point of doing them. It's also done on the majority of the test drive route that any customer will go on if offered a test drive. So hopefully in that sense would be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive, as I said, on the car. Coming to the car itself, engine first and foremost. The car's about to go through the workshops to have an engine service. It's not quite due yet, but we're going to do it anyway, and a pre-delivery inspection. That goes on top of the MOT that was already done before it came to us. So sort of very long MOT currently on the car as well. But the engine itself is a classic VTEC unit. It's a wonderful, wonderful engine. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. Temperature gauge running at a third, and it's been running for some time now, and that's exactly where it should be on a Honda car, whether it be petrol or diesel. But it's just the quality of the engine. It's such a sweet revving engine. They pull absolutely beautifully through the entire rev range. This one idles absolutely perfectly as well. Cam chain driven, no cam belts, but just it's got a reputation in the trade as being probably the best 2-litre engine in production, or that has been in production probably ever, as an all-round engine, not just necessarily outright power, but in terms of reliability and durability and how nice it is to use. I can't think of a better 2-litre engine I've ever used. It's a wonderful, wonderful unit, and it's matched perfectly to the auto gearbox. The auto gearbox itself, very slick shifting, as Honda gearboxes tend to be. But having said that, notwithstanding reputation, you should still do the same checks on any automatic gearbox. Just go into neutral when cold and also when hot, by the way, and just see if there's any delays when engaging drive or reverse, if it sort of thumps into gear, because it shouldn't do. And likewise, the gear changes themselves should be very slick, as you can see there rather. And this one's a perfect example of how a gearbox should be. It drives perfectly, absolutely superbly. So in terms of engine, gearbox, absolutely spot on. Steering of the car, which I love in this generation because it's proper hydraulic power steering, beautifully weighted, plenty of feel to it, tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations going back to the steering wheel at all, or this speed or any speed up to the legal limit at which I'm allowed to drive the car, but it feels really crisp and responsive. And it's very well suited to the chassis. The chassis itself, very comfortable riding cars, but as you'll find from the corner going through here, when you come to a corner, turn them in, they go in, they hold the line really nicely, they don't pitch and wallow, and there's not a huge body angle sort of with lean on it. Honda knew their market very well, or know their market very well. They're the best-selling SUV manufacturer in the world with this CR-V, so they know what the customer wants. So it's not a sports car, far from it, but what it is a brilliant family car. It offers poise and control, doesn't lurch about, doesn't make the kids car sick in the back. It's just a really, really good chassis, on top of which there's no noises coming from underneath that shouldn't be there. It's all in very fine order. Brakes on the car, I'm going to give them a bit of a shove as I get to the junction here. Very good brake pedal. And again, what I'm looking for on the brakes is just any sort of signs of pulsing on the brake pedal or any vibrations coming back through, and also that it brings the front of the car down sort of straight and true. It doesn't go left or right in any way, and this one's absolutely spot on, which given this car's service history comes as no great surprise in all honesty. Looking around inside the car, in really lovely condition. They are fantastically well made cars. So just checking the cruise control function, that works perfectly. There's no buzzers, squeaks, creaks, nothing. And this is real build quality. This isn't heavy sounding doors that sound great when they're new. This is a, you know, effectively, 12 years old, and it still feels like you're driving around in a new car in the sense that it just feels so tight and taut. But a wonderful dash to sit behind, simple, easy to operate. Which brings me on to the only issue on the car, actually, which hopefully you can see on the sat-nav display. These cars used quite an early sat-nav system, which even when it was new, actually wasn't the most reliable. I think probably Garmin or someone made it for them, or Alpine, someone like that. The reality is that the radio, the CD works absolutely perfectly on the car, and it says DVD reading an error. That doesn't mean, or nearly always actually, doesn't mean it's actually the disc. It's nearly always actually the unit itself, the little laser or the disc reader inside the unit. Sometimes you can clean them and they're okay. More often than not, they actually need remanufacturing. But what you end up with, if you do go to the cost, because it's £200 or £300 to do it, you still end up with a very old-fashioned sat-nav system. Unfortunately, it's kind of quaint in its day. It was good. It was one of the first systems brought out in about 2002. But you'll end up with, you know, very old maps on the system, and it will probably do the same thing again in a few years' time. So modern iPhones, they've got big screens, they update automatically rather than having to change discs at 130 quid a time. It's not worth doing. It's the long and the short of it, it really isn't. So, but we said the point of the video is to pick up any issues, and that's the only thing on this car that's worth mentioning, because the car drives absolutely beautifully. But if sat-nav's absolutely essential to you, this wouldn't be the car for you, because we're not doing it. It's absolutely fine. I've got a car literally identical to this, which has actually done 10,000 miles less, but the sat-nav is exactly the same. It comes up with disc error intermittently as well. But as I said, it's, you know, that'll be a judgment for yourselves. Other than that, everything works perfectly. Lovely clear dashboard on these facelift versions, with the little MPG readouts and everything, but it's really classy, beautifully done. Heated seats work absolutely perfectly as well. I had those on this morning and they're really, really effective. But a wonderful, wonderful car. It is, of course, four-wheel drive, albeit Honda very quickly worked out that the vast majority of people's driving will be doing what I'm doing now, driving on normal roads in normal conditions for 99% of the time. If it needs four-wheel drive and the front wheels start to lose grip, automatically and very quickly, if not instantly, the rear wheels kick in automatically because it senses it. You just feel it. It's just this seamless, suddenly you just get grip and go. It's amazing actually how it works. But because it's not working the whole time compared to more, you know, basic sort of permanent four-wheel drive systems, it's not chewing up tyres, it's not putting extra mechanical wear on the car, and it's not using as much fuel, and it's got a really good turning circle compared to most which run permanent four-wheel drive as well. And because it's simple, they are bulletproof. We've never touched one, and we've sold thousands of CRVs and cars using this form of four-wheel drive. It's a brilliant, brilliant system. And I've used it in the snow, by the way, and I tow a caravan with mine, so I know just how effective it is in slippery conditions. So as I said, the video is to pick up on any issues, which I've pointed out with the sat-nav. If there's anything I've missed on the video, then as always, please don't hesitate, do give us a call.